Hello everyone, I am Laodang Plata Series Chapter 2, and this 3S version is Platu. Does Chapter 2 3S mean the third version? Old Deng isn't quite sure. Since time is limited, Old Deng will briefly explain. Here are some assembly tips for this keyboard. Here are some impressions from Old Deng after assembling this keyboard, including how to make this keyboard set sound good and easy to use. Old Deng shares his personal understanding. What do you all think is useful? Just take it as a reference. Let's start with MSI Tower. This MSI building is really interesting. The original MSI Tower factory is directly buying private bids. Actually, it's such an expensive kit. You can use Fulling, but Fulling's approach is more friendly to beginners. The one for restoring spirits is more precise. And then, this is called a high wire cable, and its wire has a relatively large displacement range. It's better for taking them out, given its bar and high cap, which can be adjusted. There are many possible methods, and whether it's Fu0, V3 or V5. The position space for the steel wire is smaller, making it more precise, more suitable for beginners. Then here is its MSI axis. There is very little lubrication for the original MSI shaft. The steel wire on the original MSI switch on my keyboard is very under-lubricated. After removing the old lamp, I re-moisturized the inner wall. Then I re-lubricated the steel wire and did some correction. This is the MSI switch section. The positioning version of MSI switches has very precise hole openings, very precise. It's even a bit too tight when driving. This keyboard can always fit in. It still takes a bit more effort. Then there's no need to fix the large keys or anything like that. Now let's talk about the shaft circle and the shaft. How should I put it? By the standards of old lamps, they're pretty average, but if you can't rule it out, some people just like this kind of switch, so I'll go straight into the machine and make a comparison FG for everyone. H is the original switch, and it's in original sound. First, listen to the original shaft sound, just the sound is dry. Then, it's the mute meaning yeah, and then FA. How do you put it? He only felt stifled and stifled. This sound is not pleasant by the standards of old lamps. Then, for example, switch to a jade switch and this Coral C sound is instantly cleared. It is much more pleasant to hear. Then, the original shaft stability. There is a noticeable shaking in the middle. The shaft can strike the top cover to generate noise. Then the coral blocks were much more praised. Including this kit, I've tried about 4 types of dull switches from the old lamp. Then I tried 3 or 4 types of emerald switches, including the extra moist pink ribbon switch. I got it too, tried the Tay-Run pink ribbon reel, but the sound wasn't pleasant either. This client doesn't design for the old man, just does whatever he wants. How did it end up? Or maybe I recorded several switches for comparison tests. Send to the customer. The client ultimately chose the Emerald Coral C. This is the shaft part. I haven't tried this round hinge before. It's placed on another kit. What does it look like? Anyway, the shaft design looks great. But the sound and feel might say everyone has their own preferences. But the sound in this kit really isn't great. As for this kit, I still recommend everyone get the crisp switch. And there's also a flaw in this kit. The flaw, I guess, is the spacebar. I don't know anyone who owns this keyboard. Has anyone ever mentioned this issue? The spacebar seems to be the copper batting structure that is exploding. These 3 places and then this space. Actually, I'm the one who handles it better. In the empty grid, or it has 2 supports or even 1. Then the spacebar will make it seem like there's a support here. And then the result. When you tap this space, you can place your fingers on it. Whether on the left or right, it causes the entire shell to resonate, including the sound. Just a tiny bit of emptiness, just a tiny bit. This is a minor flaw in this kit. As for anything else, there's nothing special. In terms of exterior design, this part is flashy white, so let me show you. Actually, it's still Seiko. Its design is really well done in the details. This detail is done very well. It's a high-quality weapon. A high-quality aluminum-headed keyboard. Then let's cover for the good form. Build noise and imagination. consistent sound and tactile feel. Even with this keyboard, my old owner just set up a P position and still struggled. Still exhausting. Still just so much trouble. Alright, inspection complete. Finally, let me give you a short piece of feedback. Then listen to the sound of the 3S version. Everyone's crisp switches. Alright, let's wrap up the summary. Actually, it's quite simple. If you build it yourself, I suggest that if you're a beginner, switch to a Vueling V3. Then adjust and moisturize it, and it's done. This is an MSI switch. Swap to a new Emerald Scroll. Then the space here shows whether it is currently present. Pretty good optimization plan. Even when Lao Tong was typing earlier, the empty gun sound was quite obvious. Especially the sound of the outward resonance. It means whether there are some better solutions available now. If anyone has it, please help share it in Old Deng's comment section. Or rather, which video of Lao Deng has a better solution. Then, if there's another chance, if there is more resistance, I will study the electric disc brain lamp again. Because now, rushing to get 6 orders on the first and 7 orders on the second. Then there's a bunch of orange silver VR keyboards to assemble. But because they haven't arrived yet, I've always kept it in Lao Deng, and now I have about 10 keyboards to attack with confidence. So that's all for this keyboard. Packed and shipped. See you in the next video.